Hello, greetings everyone. Today I'm gonna show you on how to play Pikmin 4 because this game is now released and you can now play this game into your PC if you don't own a Nintendo Switch. So if you don't own a Nintendo Switch and you want to play this game, then this is the perfect tutorial for you to watch because I'm gonna teach you everything to get started. So first of all, what you need is that you will need to have all of these 3 files here that I have highlighted in my desktop, and also you will need to install an app called Ryujinx. So for those who don't know, Ryujinx is a Nintendo Switch emulator that can play Nintendo Switch games into your PC as long as you have all of these 3 files here installed in Ryujinx. Without these files, Ryujinx will not be able to play any Switch game. So as you can see here, I have Pikmin 4 into my Ryujinx now, and it's now very playable, and it's in 10 GB file size. So first of all, I'm going to teach you where to get Ryujinx. So I'm just going to minimize that and open a web browser here. And I'm just going to type in Ryujinx emulator in here, hit search, and then go to ryujinx.org. That is their official website, so be sure to click on that. Now go to download. If you're using Mac, be sure that you are in Mac OS 11 or later version in order for you to install Ryujinx. And if you're from Linux, you can get the installer here, and if you're from Windows, then you can get the installer here. So since I have already installed Ryujinx emulator into my PC, so I'm just going to skip on this part now, because the download and installation process is really easy to do, and that anyone can do this, and that any noob can install Ryujinx with no issues at all. So I just showed you guys the official way where to get Ryujinx, so be sure to only get Ryujinx on this site. So I'm going to minimize this now, and I'm going to assume that you have already installed Ryujinx. So if this is your first installation, be sure to boot up and run Ryujinx emulator now. Run it, and you'll be met with certain errors saying in order for you to play such games, you will need to have to install files such as these files here that I have highlighted. Should install it so that Ryujinx will be able to play Switch games. So if you're asking me what are these files are the Nintendo Switch firmware and the Nintendo Switch keys. Both should be in version 16.0.3 in order for it to run and play Pikmin 4 into your PC. And then your Pikmin 4 should be in NSP file format so that the Ryujinx will be able to detect and play that game. So if you're asking me where to get all of these files, the most legal way to do this is that you own a Nintendo Switch console and that you have modded that Nintendo Switch and you have installed a custom firmware in it. Because if it has a custom firmware installed, that means that you can now access your Nintendo Switch system files, and all you have to do is just copy all of the Nintendo Switch firmware files and the Nintendo Switch keys files from your Switch, then transfer them into your PC. Now, in order for you to get Pikmin 4, there's no other way around this, but you should purchase the game, own the game physically, or buy the game digitally in the eShop, and you can now digitally back up that game either in XEI or NSP file format, just like mine here. So if you have a Switch but don't know how to mod or install a custom firmware, or you don't have a Switch but wants to play this game, don't know where to get all of these 3 files, so I'm just gonna save you the hassle and teach you where to get all of these 3 files here. So in order for you to get all of these files, I'm just gonna leave a QR code here in the screen wherein you can scan it with your QR code reader into your mobile phone so that you will be redirected to the page wherein you can get all of these 3 files. So once you are in approoms.com, all you have to do is just hover down into the middle part of the website so that you'll get the NSP file format of Pikmin 4. And once you have done that, hover down a little bit in the bottom part of the website so that you'll get the firmware and the keys from the Switch, then transfer them into your phone, then to your PC. So I'm just going to assume that you have downloaded all the files and that you have a copy of these games now into your PC. You should transfer them into your PC. If you're downloading into your phone, be sure that you're using a USB cable, then transfer them properly. So that is if you're using an Android phone, okay? So I'm going to assume now that you have all the files, so it's time to install them into your Ryujinx emulator. So go to Ryujinx, and then go to File, go to Open Ryujinx folder, and then go to System folder, open that, and then open the keys 16.0.3 file here. And all you have to do is just drag and drop or copy and paste these files into this folder. This folder should be empty because this is your first installation. So I'm just going to close that now. Close this. Now, it's time to install the Nintendo Switch firmware. To do this, go to Ryujinx, go to Tools, install a firmware from XZI or zip file, click on that, and then locate the firmware file and hit open. And it will say, Ryujinx will say that we'll have installed this firmware, hit yes, and will say successful install, hit OK. You'll know that it is right because system version here will be the same as the firmware version of the Switch. And also it will now detect your Nintendo Switch games now, and it will show you their game icons. So if you see a game icon, a game that does not show any icon at all, that means that you're using an outdated firmware or an outdated key. So be sure to only follow the QR code that we have put in the screen so that you'll only get all of these free files here so that you'll be able to play Pikmin 4 into your Ryujinx. So what's the next step now? The next step now is to optimize your Ryujinx so that you'll be able to play Pikmin 4 with no issues. To do this, just go to Options, go to Settings, and in this part, just pause the video and copy every setting. So this is for the General tab, and in the game directories, you could put all of your Switch files anywhere into your PC as long as you know where they are. So be sure to do that. And then also the games should be in XCI or NSP file format so that Ryujinx will be able to detect that game. Now I'm going to go to Input. It's better to use a controller rather than a mouse and keyboard when playing Switch games. So go to Player 1 and hit Configure. And then connect your controller here. Mine, I've been using a Nintendo Switch Pro controller. If you have an Xbox or PlayStation controller, you can then connect them here and then just map them up according to your liking. But both the left and right sticks should be in 0.20% so that there'll be no drifting into your playthrough. So be sure to change that. Now, hit save once done. Now go to System. You can change the system region, system language to your preferences, and also the volume level of the game here. So be sure to change those parts here and just copy all the other things here. So I'm going to go to the graphics tab now. So this is the most important part of the settings. So be sure to copy everything. So graphics backend multi-threading should be on. Graphics backend API should be in Vulkan. Your preferred GPU is your dedicated graphics card. In the enhancements, you should enable shader cache and enable macro HLE. Resolution scale should be in 2x resolution so that the game will look much sharper and much more beautiful than the native resolution of the Switch. But if your PC cannot handle that, then just revert back to the native resolution of the Switch. But if you have a higher spec PC, then you can have a higher resolution in playing those games, okay? But for me, 2x resolution is the best. Now, post-processing effects should be none. Upscale should be in bilinear and anisotropic filtering should be auto. Aspect ratio should be in 16:9, and once done, hit apply and save. Now your Ryujinx simulator is now fully optimized to run and play Pikmin 4 and all of the previously released Nintendo Switch games. So a little bit of disclaimer, I will not be able to play Pikmin 4 here because we all know that Nintendo is really strict on this kind of content and they really want it to be shown in the internet. So if I show you guys a gameplay of Pikmin 4 running into my PC, then my channel will be taken down and my videos will be taken down. But I am willing to show you a little bit of compromise. So I'm just going to boot up Pikmin 4 now into the title screen. But once I am in the title screen and the save screen of Pikmin 4, I'm just going to stop the emulation from there, okay? So, and also I'm just going to blur the screen from here on out so that Nintendo will not be able to hit me with any of their copyright strike into my channel. So please do bear that in mind and do understand, okay? So there's going to be a little slight issue in the title screen because it will, the screen will blink because it has a mild graphical issue, but it's not game breaking. So here is the title screen, so I'm just gonna stop the emulation now. The game runs smoothly in game and it runs 30 FPS with no mods or anything installed like that. So if you just follow all the steps that I've shown you in this video tutorial, then you are guaranteed to play Pikmin 4 into your PC, optimize it to run on your PC also. So if you have some questions regarding the installation process of Pikmin 4, be sure to leave a comment in the comment section below, and I will try my best to answer all of them. Thank you for watching, see you next time, and please do subscribe to my channel, this will help me out. And goodbye for now.